Professional wrestling is the greatest sport on this goddamn earth. It's sport, it's theater, it's all kinds of entertainment wrapped up human centipede together and presented to so many fans around the globe. Whether you are in an independent promotion and witnessing it among a few friends and a few other acquaintances and everything, and you're just watching people build and build and build, or whether it's inside a venue like the Tokyo Dome and you are just witnessing the greatest spectacle in Japanese professional wrestling. It doesn't goddamn matter, but one thing's for certain, professional wrestling is absolutely a 100% tough sport. Because people put their bodies, their minds, their souls on the line, and there are some great ones out there. And that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the wrestlers that I really can't stand for a variety of reasons. And while I do fully recognize that every single individual on this list is tougher than I'll ever be, and then some, I'm John Rentham with my top 15 least favorite wrestlers of 2023 list with some honorable mentions. So the honorable mentions won't be that deep because really I was struggling to come up with wrestlers I really didn't like that were worth talking about on here. Riddle got fired by WWE. He deserved it for being a fucking idiot, being sent to rehab and constantly screwing up. Yeah, while he's a great athlete, he's also a fuck up. Austin Theory, great athlete, total fucking bore fest. Johnny Gargano, same thing. Charlotte, I'm sick of Charlotte. Charlotte's great, competed in one of my favorite matches of the year against Rhea Ripley at Mania 39, but god damn it, every time I see her, I'm like, I don't want to see her anymore. And then she'll do great shit, and I'm like, yay, go away. So yeah, let's get to the top 15 now. So yeah, Cody Rhodes, he's number 15. Cody is very over. He's not over with me. I've been over Cody since before he left AEW. And yeah, he's over with a lot of fans. A lot of fans love him, and that's great. He does a lot of great stuff for the kids. He does a lot of great PR for the company. He's earning his paycheck and then some. He's selling a ton of merch. He's getting big reactions. And yeah, syphilis also gets big reactions, and I kind of feel the same way about him that I feel about syphilis. I really don't want to interact with any of it. But then again, Cody is going to end up being the chosen one. He is the chosen one for the future, despite the fact that he is approaching 40 and has had injuries. At least he hasn't set himself on fire in WWE. And at least, Brandy hasn't shown up in his corner yet. So, let's get to, and I'm cheating here a little bit, by the way, with the top 15, because I'm just going to slam people in that I really don't fucking care for, but let's just go to Metaphor. While I recognize Lash Legend has tried to improve, and has the size, and she certainly has a star quality about her. Jamara Jackson, ooh, I am for real. She has a good look, and Oro on the Blind Forest isn't bad. And Noam Dar is a good athlete, and I don't ever want to hear him talk because I don't think he's speaking a language that is actually on this planet. I hate Metaphor. They're bad comedy, it's a bad presentation for wrestling. I'm not saying you shouldn't include every single individual on there. Maybe tweak it and make it less stupid and comedic. Get rid of the fucking Heritage Cup. Do shit like that and you might actually make it work. But yeah, Metaphor, sorry, they're on here. Number 13, Sammy Guevara. The man's willing to drop himself on his goddamn head constantly. I'll put Ty Conte on here too, because I don't want to see either of them ever again. I know they recently welcomed a kid. Good for them. Sammy can get great reactions, or at least used to. And now he'll do spectacular stuff, and a few people might pop like, yeah, that all you got, Sammy? So anyway, yeah, Sammy and Ty Conte. And then the Dark Order. Evil Uno does a lot of great work, charity work, and everything, you know, on the Canadian independence, doing a lot of good stuff. John Silver, Alex Reynolds, look, obviously they are friends of the Bucks, and some people like them, and that's great. And I'm not even saying that as athletes they aren't useful to a company, but the Dark Order, that whole thing, even if the unfortunate, sad, tragic, and untimely passing of Brody Lee hadn't happened, I still wouldn't have wanted to see the Dark Order continue much past another year. And I'm sorry, but the Dark Order doesn't mean it. When they show up on television, I'm like, okay, why? Just why? Why is this still going on? I just don't get it. Anyway, we get to number 11, Chase U. It's all stupid. I feel bad that Jacy Jayne is involved in this, even though she is trying to get Thea Hale to turn to the dark side and come with her. Duke is a fine athlete. Andre Chase, it was funny for a few weeks. The Chase U stuff is trash. It has been trash for a while. And it will continue to be trash. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. So anyway, Dominic Mysterio's number 10. You may be surprised Dominic Mysterio's here. Here's the thing. I don't even mind when he's out there trying to cut promos because they're turning the mic down and turning the crowd mics up and they're letting them get it out of their system. But at least he's getting a reaction of some kind. It's just when he's in the ring that mainly why he's on here, because he's not good in the ring. And he will never be good in the ring, because everybody's got to bump around for him like crazy and sell like crazy. I mean, he's not as bad as David Flair, but he's about as athletic as Eric Watts. Cuts a better promo, but then Jesus fucking Christ, I think Eric Watts couldn't cut a promo if he was the only talkative person and the only person with the power of speech left in the world. He still would find a way to be a bland fuck and hopefully a mute. Dominic Mysterio can't fucking work at all is my point. So, we now get to Team TNA. Jeff Jarrett is still a better worker than 3/4 of the AEW roster. And Jay Lethal's a good worker. And Sanjay would be fine if I was given a reason to not want to basically just turn the channel anytime he showed up. And I like Sanjay. The Giant doesn't mean anything. And Karen needs to fucking go home. Go home and sell stuff on Shopify or Shein or whatever the hell that website is. Just go do something away from wrestling. This Team TNA stuff, this is as bad as the overbooked shit that Jeff Jarrett was involved in at his peak in TNA. It's not good. Speaking of not good, Best Friends and Orange Cassidy. People like Orange Cassidy. That's fine. I'm including the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy here because I'm sick of all of them. I'm sick of Trent. I'm mainly sick of Trent because he's a crackpot with CTE that really has just shown that he's a goddamn piece of shit. Chuck Taylor, I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know where the hell he is. And Orange Cassidy, I don't want to see him on television. I don't want to see him on pay-per-view. Those who like him, you're going to love him. I'm sick of him. And I'm just going to remove myself from the situation rather than continue to talk about somebody that I never have found interesting. And I get more and more and more and more angry at the fact that if Tony Khan had bothered to give any sizable push like he's given to Orange Cassidy to somebody that could have worked, a monster, a better worker, whatever, it might have actually meant something. But, you know, he likes Orange Cassidy. There are people that like him. I guess I'm just on an island, and I'm going to ride it all night long. Number 7, the Young Bucks, who now, as of this recording, are taking some time away. Anything from personal time to hopefully everything in their family life is okay, even though they're crackpots, and hopefully everything's good. I mean, take some time away from wrestling. Stay away from the ring until 2026. I really wouldn't miss the Bucks if they never wrestled again. Because they do the same shit. They do the same. You press the special button on whatever goddamn video game controller you have. And they mean less and less and less with each passing month, each passing year, each passing pay-per-view. They mean less and less and less. They were getting booed. They were getting booed at Full Gear, and I know they were supposed to be heels, but weren't they from Rancho Cucamonga, California? The Bucks just have not meant anything for a while, and it's about time that more people maybe wake up to the fact that they really are just a fad. Sorry, they're just a fucking fad. And they're not good. Speaking of not good, Bullet Club and House of Torture, all of it. Sorry, Kenta, even him, even with his boss battle theme. Chase Owens in particular, and then and Gabe Kidd, who really just looks like he should be on an FBI watch list. Alex Coughlin and all Clark Connors and all this stuff going. David Finlay is actually the main reason I'm putting it here, because David Finlay is a fine worker and he's a terrible leader. He's the worst Bullet Club leader they've had. And that's saying something. That's really saying something. House of Torture is an absolute abomination. Anytime Bullet Club, House of Torture shows about a New Japan show. when they were part of the Power Struggle show, you know what I did? I said, no, I'm not going to bother with these parts. New Japan needs to abolish this. Hate to say it, Bullet Club ain't exactly a great selling, brand anymore. It's been going on for 10 years. Will probably reach 11 years. The world will be irradiated and the Bullet Club will still be going on somehow. But yeah, even if the athletes are good, Bullet Club was getting really worn down even by 2018. But you could make the argument that there was a reason for them to be there. That's all I have to say right there, though, because I'm getting pissed. Especially since I'm going to talk about number 5, Pretty Deadly. Yes, boy, fuck off. I don't want them hurt. I don't want them injured. They can do their shit, and it's shit, and I'm just not going to watch it. They could have the greatest fucking tag team match in WWE history, or at least in modern WWE history, and I ain't going to watch it because I can't stand those fucking goofs. Number 4, Chris Jericho. He can't go anymore. He hasn't been able to go for a while. He needs to admit it to himself. And every time that Chris Jericho even tries to talk, he comes across as disingenuous and smarmy and fake. Oh, he donates to a lot of good causes. He also donated to a guy who tried to overthrow the goddamn election. So I'm not going to forget that about Chris Jericho. And I'm not saying that other people here aren't, bad politically, but Jericho was so open about it. Jericho also just doesn't offer anything of value to any brand or to any, match, any segment. When he's on commentary, it's terrible, whether as a face, as a heel. They're all singing Judas. Singing Judas was, being part of the 2 audiences that actually sung Judas with Collision and Wrestle Dream back to back. That was fun. That was real fun. Now, Jericho has become what he railed against in WCW. A guy that will not get out of the way of the younger people, and he can't go. He is older than Hogan was when he said that Hogan and others were holding people down. Flair and all those. Way older. Jericho's like, 53 now? He's going to be 54 next year, I believe. Yeah, Chris Jericho there. Saraya, Defender of Abuser versus number 3. And there's a reason for that. Actually, there's a few reasons. One, she can't go in the ring anymore. She was never that great, admittedly, but she fit with the time, and she had competed on the indies for a while, and she fit for a couple years. And then Becky, Sasha, Bayley, and others. I mean, fuck, Dana Brooke even passed Saraya as far as a worker. That's saying something. Dana Brooke ain't on this list or whatever, and I wish Dana Brooke nothing but the best in whatever endeavors she partakes in. So, Saraya's on here, though, partly because she has drugged down the women's division every time she's involved. She got a big pop when she debuted. She got a big pop in Wembley because that makes sense. Freddie Mercury was turning over in his grave because of the song that she used for her entrance. But yeah, also because she refuses to call out her transphobic, homophobic, and hateful criminal boyfriend who isn't as big around as my goddamn arm and couldn't whip anybody unless he got them, as a, by surprise, because he couldn't win an actual, fair fight, a square up, as the kids might say, to save his life. Also, Saraya is just honestly a, freaking, slinky neck, stupid bitch. That's really just what it is. I really have no other insults without getting banned. I, honest to God, would be happy if she never wrestled on AEW programming again and Tony Khan made a mistake signing her. Number 2, Tyrus. Yeah, he had to retire. And Corgan absolutely deserves every bit of the firestorm that he has gotten. Not just because of that. They tape, 3-4 weeks? No, actually, they tape a couple months worth of television after every pay-per-view, the week after the pay-per-view, just because they can't draw an audience and everything, the good talents in the NWA. And Tyrus was a big reason why that whole thing was drugged down. Somebody actually sent me a link of the EC3 Tyrus match, and I watched it. It was a safe link, by the way. I don't have it anymore. But it was worse to see it played out. I was honest to God hoping that Tyrus would just, maybe, I don't know, just, freaking croak right there for what he said about, if his children, if his children came out a certain way, basically. And yeah, I read the goddamn article, and you know what? He knew what the fuck he said. Billy Corgan, by the way, deserves, again, every bit of the firestorm and the hate that he's gotten. The cocaine spot at that Salmon pay-per-view, whatever the hell that was. Yeah, I hope that no, TV network gives them any kind of deal. And that Corgan has to sell off the goddamn assets. And maybe somebody smart can run the company. Sell it to Tony Khan. Hell, Tony Khan has shown what he can do with Ring of Honor. Oh, right. That wouldn't work all that well, but it would certainly work better than Corgan running it. It couldn't go any worse. And Tyrus is a big reason why that audience just got smaller and smaller and smaller, and why they were running in fucking rec centers and little dining halls and not drawing any more than 300 fucking people. And Corgan must pay like shit and employed shit people like Tyrus. Hope Tyrus ends up like one of those Metal Slug characters when he ate too much, and then boom, if only. Number 1, Nia Jax. I'll tell you why Nia Jax is here above Tyrus. Tyrus, obviously, is infinitely worse than Nia Jax. But as far as, a wrestler, Nia Jax is a pandemic denier and also uses world events to push her stupid beliefs. And her superior immune system will hopefully give out, and maybe she'll end up, I don't know, just crippled, broke, and unable to do anything, because somebody with that kind of mindset absolutely deserves to end up like that. And this is where I'm going to get hateful. I don't care if she lost weight. I would have been happy if she had come back on her first night and all her tendons had just snapped. Just snapped. And then just watch her crawl away from a business that she never belonged in. That's the thing about Nia Jax. She was a return nobody wanted. Nobody wanted. I mean, okay, maybe a few people did. What has she offered since coming back? What did she offer in the number of years she was with the company? Nothing. She never got better. She's terrible on promos. She's only good to watch if you want to watch ironically and just make fun of her. So I hope this return flames out. Maybe Endeavor can just say, you need to go find something else to do. We'll wish you the best in future endeavors away from us. Yeah, Nia Jax does not provide anything good. She can't wrestle. She can't work. And hopefully, God forbid, maybe just, something will just wipe her out from wrestling. Go earn your money elsewhere. Not in wrestling because you don't fucking deserve it. So that's all I got to say right there as I wrap up this list that will no doubt get me a lot of hate. Agree, disagree, what I said? Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rethlin. I'll see you soon.